Welcome to another video of Dead by Daylight. As usual, I am Cubeproductions, and also as usual, we're playing the Skull Merchant, the best killer in the game, and the only killer that matters. We are playing on Azeroth's resting place, and this is not a bad map at all for Skull Merchant. Like usual, one side has 3 gens, the other side has 3 gens, so we want to protect one side and 3 gen that side. Well, we're gonna put drones in our normal spots so we can protect the totems and also the generators. And we'll come over here and try and chase some people, try and get at least one hit if possible. But it's gonna be kind of hard because this is actually a really good building, but we can probably get one hit. And now that I have one hit, I can break this wall. And I know I heard explosions on this generator, so I'm gonna take it and place it on a drone. And this is a really good map for the Scrub Merchant, at least for this build, because this map has pretty good totem spots actually, so we can protect our totems really easily with these drones. And once we get Hex Plaything activated, we can protect those totems as well. And then we can put Hex Pedimento down so we can slow down the game really easily, making it easier for us to win and chase if the game is loaded. So I swung fast right here because I knew there was a pallet here, and for some reason he decided to stun me with it. I don't know why he did that, but anyway, doesn't really matter. But of course he has a dead heart, and I done put a drone down so he's not exhausted. Because you look at our add-ons, we are using, of course, the green add-on that makes them oblivious when they're inside the drone radius, the best add-on she has, in my opinion at least. And the other green add-on, which allows it to be exhausted. So because he's oblivious, they have no idea I'm coming, so it's a free down. And again, perfect example of the green add-on putting in work. Love this add-on. So we're gonna hook this person right here because we want to make sure we can hook them close to our totem, but not close enough where our drone goes away. So our drone will stay. We activate that totem, that way we can make sure we protect that totem and that gen. I love when we can put a drone in a spot that protects a totem and a generator. It's really good. Now I could have put the drone in a better situation, a better spot, because I want to protect both the totem and the gen. That's why I'm going to get rid of this drone. And I'm going to put this totem right into this drone right here, protecting the totem and protecting the generator. Now, they did do 2 gens, but like I said before, it doesn't really matter. We are trying to get a 3 gen, make it easier for us to win the game. It is extremely difficult for this killer to be able to win in chases and different things like that, so we're going to 3 gen to make it easier for us to win. Of course, he had Dead Heart again, so we can't down him. I was about to chase him at the shack, maybe hoping he would drop this pallet that we can get her free down. But then I noticed that I think someone's trying to go on our totem again. So what do? I get stung by a pallet because I'm bad at the game. But I immediately go towards the totem. I don't even care about the kill. I just want to get this totem, make sure it's good. Level is on it. Of course, it's the person who, like, they know the totem is there now, so they're trying to get rid of it. Now, of course, it could be the Devourer Hope, or it could be Haunted Ground. I don't really know, but hopefully it's Haunted Ground. We want to keep our Devourer Hope on if we can. Now, we know where she is because of the killer instinct, but we're going to try and make sure she can't get this pallet down, but she decides to go over here for some reason, when there's nothing over here. But I lose track of her, sadly, so she's going to keep running forward. But it doesn't really matter because they decided to do this generator right here in the middle of the map. So now we don't have to worry about that. Now, it may look like we're losing because of the fact that they've done so many gens, but in reality, we're actually kind of ahead if you look at our build. We're going to down this person, and then hook them, which will activate, of course, Hex Plaything. And also, it will activate, what's it called? Hopefully we'll get another stack of Hex Devourer Hope. Now it is cleanse a totem, but we don't know which totem it is. But I believe it was Hex. I want to say it was Hex Plaything, only because I think we already had one Hex Plaything active, and then it disabled itself, so that means it must have been a Hex Plaything. And they disabled a Hex Haunted Ground, so now everyone is exposed. So as long as we can find somebody, we can hit them and hopefully instant down them. But at the moment, I don't see anyone, but I do hear someone who's injured, so I was gonna go after them, but I want to find a healthy person just so I can get a quick down if possible. So I know someone's here because of the fact that I see the scratch marks, but I don't know where they went. I just place the drones and protect the window and to protect the generator. But I noticed that we're about to lose our hex on the ground. So I need to act quickly to try and find somebody, but alas, I can't. So I decided to just let this thing get rid of this totem and put it a little closer. And I get rid of this drone so I can put this drone a little closer towards the totem. Now, luckily, they did not get our hex plate thing. I mean, our hex Devourer Hope. But at the exact same time, we didn't get any value from hex haunted ground, and that's kind of okay, but also kind of sucks. The main thing that sucks about it is the fact that we don't get to down anybody, so we basically got no value from the perk. But one thing it does do is because they broke a totem, we can now use that for Hex Pimento. So you don't even have to use Hex Haunted Ground, because honestly there are other options. I just prefer Hex Haunted Ground because in chases, it makes you want to, in a chase basically, it makes it easier down people because they're already exposed. You don't have to worry about having the drone fully expose them or needing to have 3 stacks of Derived Hope. Instead, you can just use Hex on the ground and have a whole minute of that. Now, we do still have, I believe, our Hex Derived Hope because this person's trying to rescue, but they don't know what right here, so they're not going to be able to do it. But we do have the Derived Hope, I believe, still. I think they cleansed a Hex Plaything Totem. So now we have 3 stacks of Derived Hope, and because we have 3 stacks, I decided to not chase that person. I decided to try and go after someone who's healthy, that way we can down them. And the reason why I do that is because, in my mind, it makes more sense to chase somebody who's healthy than to chase someone who's not healthy. Now, she's going to try and protect her teammate, not realizing we have, of course, Hex Derived Hope. So I'm going to try and down her, but she bought this pallet for some reason. I believe it's because she was oblivious. She didn't know. She was oblivious, and I had undetectable. So I believe she didn't know where I was. So she just bought the pallet, and now that we have Hex Derived Hope, everyone is not going to heal anyway, because I can just get a second stack of Pentimento, making it harder for them to heal. But then also, there's no point in them healing, because they're going to be all exposed. So it makes more sense to just stay injured, and hopefully get a free hit of Endurance using, of course, Dead Heart. So I realized that drone is a terrible spot. I want to replace it, protect this totem, and protect this gen. But we still have our 3 gens on the side of the map. They are really far from each other. And then someone completes one, so now we really don't have a good 3 gen at all, which definitely ruins our plans. As you know, this killer is much better at 3 genning than anything else. So it's really bad for us, but it doesn't really matter that much for one reason. This map is not that bad for her, because now that we have these 3 add-ons, we have the ability to make it so someone is undetectable. Someone is oblivious. Now she's doing that totem. I didn't really care, because I knew if it was the Rare Hope, which I know it is, I believe it was the Rare Hope. It doesn't really matter anymore because we have more Hex Pentimento stacks we can basically put. So I was too far away to even try and go defend that totem, so I just gave it up. Now, the hard part of this game right now is going to be, we have to basically protect 3 gens, and 2 of the gens are really close to each other, but the other gen is the complete opposite of the map. And that is bad. Now, of course, because of our add-ons, we have them oblivious, they don't know where we're coming. At the exact same time, it still sucks, because we need to protect these gens. So I'm going to make another Hex Pentimento, just because I want to reduce their healing speed. Maybe keep them injured because they realize how long it takes to heal. They're going to either not heal or they are going to heal and it's going to take a long time. But I'm going to go back over here as to destroy another Hex Pentimento, which sucks for us. But I'm going to put down this drone. Now I don't have to put my drone in a better spot because one of those drones is already, one of the totems already gone. Luckily, she's already injured, so we can chase her. And it should be an easy down. I don't think there's any pallets, but there are windows. But I don't see any pallets. Oh, there's a pallet right here, actually. But a really bad pallet. So we're going to hook her. I hook her next to this generator because I realized this gen is really close to a person. But sadly, he decides to disable it. But luckily, there's another hook right here. So we're going to hook it right here. But of course, she gets out. So now we have to re-chase this person. That really messed up my flow. And then she got the really annoying bus. The bus has a window and a really bad spot for the killer and a really annoying pallet. So this game is not going as planned. I honestly would say this is not the best showing of how strong this killer is at 3-genning. But don't worry, it's just the end game. You know how good this build is at the end. They are doing the generators 30% slower, so I don't even really need to monitor the gens like that because I know they're gonna do it 30% slower. So I'm not really worried. So one of my totems, one of my drones is being disabled, so it has to be this one guy. Just place it over here. So now I'm gonna place a drone again, protecting this totem and protecting this gen. And I see 2 people over here, so I know there are 2 people not on gens. I know there's probably 1 person on a generator doing the generator somewhere else. But because you look on the left, you can see that Leon, I think it's Leon, his what's it called? The drone lock on is increasing. So I know he was in the drone area, and I put all these drones next to generators, so he has to disable it. This person decided to try and get this totem. I'm not gonna allow him to do it. So they got exposed, and they got oblivious side infected, so they can't do it. I didn't want to put this person here, but because I knew they were dead on hook, I decided to put them there just so that way I can replace the drone. Now that one person is dead, it's a 1v3, and it's really impossible, really, to lose a 1v3 with the score merchant with this build because she is just really good at protecting gens. Now, sadly, I missed, so I'm bad, but it doesn't really matter that much because he is injured. Cause they actually never did get rid of our Hex Devour. I thought they did, but they actually never did. They have been getting rid of Hex playthings. So that's really good for us. It's kind of hard to tell as killer, in my opinion, if Hex Devour Hope is active or not. And the reason why it's hard is because Hex Devour Hope is always not highlighted. If you can look on the right, you see how it says 4 stacks, but it's never highlighted. It's only highlighted, I believe. No, I don't think it's ever. I think it's only highlighted when you are in range of a survivor. Not, oh no, I'm not. It's only highlighted. Oh no, it's not active. Then I wonder why he was down. I believe he must have had been exposed by our drone because he definitely wasn't injured. So I believe that's what happened. It was the drone. But I keep thinking that it's Devour Hope because we have 4 stacks. But it's just hard to tell sometimes, honestly. But anyway, like usual, we're going to try and protect this totem. And I did see this person in the corner of my eye. So we're going to easily down him. Now, he went in the middle of basically nowhere. He's near the shack, but I don't believe he's going to be able to reach it in time. He goes to this generator, but I fake going that way. But he uses Dead Heart and I miss. So luckily, he has no Dead Heart. But also, unluckily, I'm bad, so I missed. But we down him. And this is going to be, I believe he's the 2nd time we've hooked him. But I decided to not hook him yet. Only because I was afraid someone was on this gen. So I'm going to, of course. And that thing. Re-edited that drone. That way no one will be on that totem. Then I realized someone's on that totem. So I go straight over there. I ignored this woman. And I want to try and get this person before they cleanse that totem. I don't believe I'm going to do it in time. But I want to try anyway. Yeah, I did not. But it doesn't matter. For one reason only. Yes, he did clean that totem, but he's dead on hook, I believe. So he basically risked his life to save his teammates from our 30% repair slowdown. Oh, he's not dead on hook, actually. My bad. Excuse me. But it doesn't matter if he did that for one reason only. There's another totem right next to the generator. So instead of us using that totem to for Hex Pedimento, we can instead use this one. So now they have 30% decreased speed again. All I have to do is get rid of this drone and place it in the middle. That way it still protects that generator and it still protects that drone. I mean that totem. As you can see, I played this a little too much. I have all these strategies in my head. Like I said, it doesn't matter how bad we're losing. I always have a strategy in the back of my head. It is just how you implement it using the drones. The drones are essential to her gameplay, essential to being able to stop totems from being touched and stop gens from being touched, or just disable looping. Either way, her drones are so good, and I love it so much. Now we all have to do is 2 more people. Kate is injured. Not Kate, that's not Kate. I think her name is Michaela. Michaela's injured, and I believe Leon is his name. I might be wrong. I don't think it's Leon's name, actually, now I think about it. But Kate is injured. I mean, Michaela's injured, so all I have to do is hit her once and we win. She's not going to vault that pallet in that window because she knows I will move on the other side. She sits right there for some reason. But I put a drone there on purpose. I use this so I can get a tiny bit of a speed boost so I can chase her. And then because we have another drone in this area, we get another speed boost because she's inside the drone area. And we're undetectable. But it's not enough to catch her. And then there's a pallet right here because this is the bus. The bus has the dumbest pallet ever. I'm gonna wait right here and just wait for her to mess up. And luckily she does. So she got scared I was gonna go back once I heard her go over the pallet. So I decided to just wait. And I can't find her because I'm bad. There we go. And we're gonna hook her over here. And notice how they have not been able to do 1 gen because this 3 gen is so strong. And yes, I know it's not really that big of a 3 gen because like one of the generators is so far away. But the drones basically act like having another person because I mean basically like act like having like the ability, a movement ability. Like Nurse can travel across the map really fast, and that's why 3 gen with Nurse is so good because she can just 3 gen go across the map and not have to worry. But this killer doesn't have that, sadly, luxury. Instead, we have to use our drones as basically cameras. Cameras that allow us to be able to see if someone's there or not. So now I'm going to start trapping the exit gates because I want the last person to not be able to open the exit gates while also looking for the hatch. And I heard the hatch, so now I'm going to try and find it. And luckily we found it before the last survivor did. Now, this part of the game is extremely boring. There is a really strong strategy that you can do with the score merchant. It's the first time I've ever done this on my channel, but I mentioned it in one of my videos. And it's basically, you can put down a bunch of drones in a line, and the drones will give you, of course, the undetectable side effect when you're inside of them. And by just putting the drones in a line like this, one next to one exit gate, the other next to the other exit gate, and then 2 in between, you can go between the 2 exit gates and become undetectable in between them. And also at the exact same time, you are making sure both exit gates are checked. So this strategy is really easy. I'm going to basically reactivate that drone, and I know the drone in front of me right now is about to go away, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of it and just replace it. And that's all you do, literally, until the timer runs out. So if you notice that on the left side, this last survivor has never been marked. Not once has he been touched by a yellow, by a lock-on. That's because he basically gave up and he knows there is no way that he's going to be able to win. So at the end of the game, you'll see that he never even touches the exit gates because he knows it's game over. So that's all we have to do, and we basically win the game. So it's definitely game over. I would speed this up, but I just want to show y'all a really interesting strategy I found with her that makes it basically impossible for survivors to be able to get to the exit gates. She can do this with multiple survivors, but it's really good against one survivor because they really think they can do it. But no, she's not the only killer that can do this. A lot of other killers can also just do this, where they basically protect the exit gates. And if you look, you see that he's in the underground. He went in the basement because he gave up and he realized there was no way he was gonna win. But it was a really cool, kind of close game. But like usual, our late game build always comes through in the end. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with anyone you know on any social media platform. Like I always say, this build is my favorite build with her. I will be changing builds, of course, periodically in videos, but right now, I believe this is her best build. We did so well in everything, in every single category, basically. And the survivors weren't bad. Like, they were doing gens really fast. But like usual, it's like the last gens are the ones that matter the most. If you can slow down the last gens with Hex Pedimento and your other perks, you do really well. Have a nice day. I'll see you in the next video.